Hey guys, I'm Sarah. Every week I comb through hundreds of DIY videos preparing projects for a weekly maker show, Make or Break. Along the way, I find some good ones and some great ones. And right now, I'm gonna share them with you. This is Sarah's top 5 DIY shop tours. Before we get to the first one, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. All right, let's get to it. Number 5 is Jackman Works. I am always impressed with makers that can create big projects in an itty bitty space. Paul has sort of mastered this. So he's working in a small 320 square foot garage, but you would never know that with the quality of video production and woodworking pieces he builds. Now I can speak from firsthand experience that moving around a camera while you're working takes time, space, and way more energy than any maker is given credit for. The fact that Paul does all of that while woodworking and entertaining within a limited space is pretty cool. I was really impressed with how well organized and planned out his entire shop was in SketchUp before he even executed anything. The vertical tool storage slides, or vertical drawers, have to be my favorite part. Awesome shop, Paul, and awesome tour video. Number 4 is DIY Huntress. Sam is one of my absolute favorite makers, and watching her work in this tiny little space has really been an inspiration for me to turn my limited space I have in my garage into a functional little shop nook. Sam and her dad built a 12 by 12 shed and utilized every square foot of the space for organization, storage, and the most functional way to use the tools she has. A lot of her tools are on casters or mobile carts. That makes it easy to move things around when she needs them, but can tuck them out of the way when she doesn't. I love that she stores her wood in the rafters, and though I'm sure many of you are probably having a minor heart attack watching her climb up on the cabinets to get the boards down, I can totally relate. Us humans that are vertically challenged often climb up on things to get the job done, and I promise you, we are always careful. The only aspect of her shed shop that I don't particularly care for are the pegboards. For some reason, pegboards and I have always been enemies, and I have not quite figured out how to call a truce. But they work well for her and her space. Thank you for the inspiration, Sam. Number 3 is Bourbon Moth Woodworking. So something that I love about watching these shop tour videos is seeing how each space is set up in a unique way that is catered to the makers. You can watch 20 shop tour videos and no two shops will be set up the same way. Sure, there might be some similarities, but they won't be the same. Jason's shop has set some special sort of jealous bug in my soul to build out my own little shop, and something that I would love to duplicate in my own space is these sliding clamp storage walls that hide the vertical lumber storage behind it. I really like the hand tool wall, even though it is made from pegboards. The aesthetic is really pretty, and I like that all of his tools are on display. It kind of looks like art to me. And finally, something that I noticed that is a constant theme throughout all of these videos is that you need to make things mobile. It makes your shop that much more versatile and just easier to make layout changes down the road if you need to. Thanks for sharing, Jason. Number 2 is Crafted Workshop. Johnny has been in his newer shop just over a year now, and though this video is from last summer, it is worth every minute of your time. He has done a few shop tours, and watching his workspace grow and change over the years has been a lot of fun. Right off the bat, something that I am incredibly envious of is his dust collection system. Dust management is so important and worth your time and energy to install properly to protect your lungs. This is something that we have great plans for once we get our shop moved into the bigger studio space. I cannot wait. Another aspect of Johnny's shop that made me really happy is that he used French cleats to mount tool organization stations all over his shop. I love this alternative to using pegboards all day long. I really love the upgrades in the new space, Johnny. Alright guys, number 1 is April Wilkerson. Back at the beginning of this year, April finally showed off her giant shop, and I loved all of it. She showed off every little nook and cranny of how she set up her space with French cleats, mobile carts, pegboards, overhead storage, blade and accessory storage, and why she chose the layout she chose for her space. I love that even though she has a much larger shop now, she still uses the smaller mobile carts that she built when she had a smaller space. I mean, if it works for you, why change it, right? Half of her shop is set up as a woodworking shop, and the other is for her production for the things that she makes to sell. I love that she utilizes the wall between those two rooms to make a fastener storage wall with clear containers. That's so creative and so fun. I am really excited to see what she moves to her new commercial space and how this space and her property will change over time. Thanks for giving us a tour, April. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you liked my list, but of course, if you found a shop tour video you think should have made it onto my list, just leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to go check it out. And do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our shows that come out during the week. You can catch me every Friday at 5 p.m. with Rob for the next episode of Power Tool Week in Review, and every Saturday at 6 p.m. for your next episode of Make or Break. We'll see you then.